Yes, today we are going to discuss about the National Policy Education 2020, which is issued by the Ministry of Human Human Resource Development, Government of India. See, this is called index. So this index divided into part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4. So in part 1, it is said about the school session, like it is mentioned about the early childhood care and education, ECCE, the foundation of learning. And second one, it is mentioned about the higher education. And third one, it's mentioned about the other key areas of focus. So in fourth part, it is in the making it right happen. So this is about the NPE. Okay, so let us go one by one. Here, see, National Education Policy 2020 introduction mentioned about the education is the fundamental for achieving full human potential, developing an equitable and just society and promoting national development. Providing the universal access to quality education is the key to India's continued ascent and leadership on the global stage in terms of economic growth and social justice and equality. The scientific advancement, national integration, the cultural preservation, universal high quality education is the best way to forward for developing, maximizing our country's rich talents and resource for the good of the individual, the society, the country, and the world. India will have the highest population of young people in the world over the next decade, and our ability to provide high quality education opportunities to them will determine the future of our country. The global education development agenda reflects the goal 4, that is the SDG 4 of the 2020, the agenda for the sustainable development adopted by India in 2015 seeks to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all the by 2030. Such a lofty goal will require the entire education system to be reconfigured to support and foster learning. So all the critical targets of SDGs of the 2030 agenda for sustainable development can be achieved. The world is undergoing rapid changes in the knowledge landscape with various dramatic scientific and technical advances such as the rise of big data, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and many skilled jobs worldwide may be taken over by the machines, while the need for a skilled workforce, particularly involving the mathematics, computer science, and data science, in conjunction with the multidisciplinary abilities across the sciences, social sciences, and humanities, will be the increasingly the greater demand with the climate change, increasing population, and depleting natural resources. There will be a feasible shift to how we meet the world's energy, water, food, and sanitation needs. Again, the resulting in the need of the new skilled labor, particularly in biology, chemistry, physics, agriculture, climate science, and social science. The growing emergency of epidemics and pandemics will also call for the collaboration research in infectious diseases management and development of vaccines, and the related social issues heighten the need for multidisciplinary learning. There will be a growing demand for humanities and art as India moves towards becoming the developed country as well as among the three largest economies in the world. Indeed, though quickly changing employment landscape and the global systems, it is becoming the increasingly critical for the children not only for learn but more importantly learn how to learn. Education thus must move towards the less content and more towards learning about how to think critically and solve problems, how to be creative and multidisciplinary, how to innovate, adapt and observe new material in the novel and changing field. Pedagogy must evolve to make education more experiential and holistic, integrated, inquiry driven, discovery oriented, learner centered, discussion based, flexible of course enjoyable. The curriculum must include the basic arts, crafts, humanities, games, sports and fitnesses, language, literature, culture and values, in addition to science and mathematics, to develop all the aspects and capabilities of learners and make education more well-rounded, useful and fulfilling to the learner. Education must build character, enable learner to be ethical, rational, compassionate and caring, while at the same time prepare them for the gainful, fulfilling employment. The gap between current state of learning outcomes and what is required must be bridged through undertaking major reforms that bring the highest quality, equity, integrity into the system from the early childhood care and education through the higher education. The aim must be for the India to have education system by 2014 that is the second to none, with equitable access to the highest quality education for all the learners regardless social or economic background. The National Policy 2020 is the first education policy of the 21st century, aims to address the many growing development imperatives of our country. The policy proposes the revision and revamping all aspects of the education structure, including the regulation and governance, to create the new system that is aligned with the aspiration goals of 21st century education, including SDG 4, while building upon Indian tradition and value system. So the national education policy lays particular emphasis on the development of the creative of each individual. It is based on the principle that education must develop not only the cognitive capacities, both the foundational capacities of literacy and numeracy, higher order cognitive capacities such as critical thinking and problem solving, but also social, ethical and emotional capacities and disposition. The rich heritage of ancient eternal knowledge Indian knowledge and thought has been guiding light for this policy. This is about the introduction of new education policy 2020.